I have all this time on my hands, so I'm going to learn as much crazy shit as I can. Because this was now my new normal. This was now me alone, trying to find out how I'm supposed to spend my time and what I'm supposed to be doing. So if I'm still on this spiritual journey and I'm still moving along through finding who I am and working on those beliefs and experiences, well, guess what? I've got heaps of time now, so I can dive all in and get myself perfect. So now that I had the time, I spent it all on really diving deep into my spirituality. And in those moments, it was light language was the next goal for me, and I wanted to master it, and I wanted to be so good at it, and I was going to be like all these amazing other people I could see. So I started to dive into that, and of course I mastered. Of course I was able to do it. And then remember, because I'd been a coach for 5 minutes, oh, I'm going to do these light language readings for people. Yeah, I didn't like doing them either. It's not that you can't do these things, it's just that it felt forced. And when you're engaging and you have these coaches around you, you're in masterminds, they're like, oh, why don't you become the expert on doing light language and show people what you can do? And I'm like, oh, okay. Even though that's it's only a part of who you are. So then even that led me down to even more weird and wonderful experiences and things that were happening, etc., etc., etc. More layers of myself coming off, more deeper awareness and removing beliefs and really tapping into those affirmations that we started back with a couple of years ago were literally like your natural state now. But the problem was you were still in the spiritual world, and this is when the world started getting bigger and everyone's talking about it. Then, of course, because everybody's now connecting to their own collectives and their other, multi-dimensional versions of self, everyone starts to have their own opinion. Everyone starts to have their own knowings. And this is what started to come up for me in my world, was hearing all these different people with their own experiences and their own stories and their own beliefs, and me going, oh no, it's getting really noisy again. And I got confused and I got lost, and I found there was a lot of negativity and a lot of salesy stuff attached to some of these really good things that people were doing and saying and showing us. And then there was also that level of, you're not doing that properly. And it was just something that I just couldn't hold on to anymore. Every single person I knew was still attached to everything else in this world. They were still attached to, oh, this person says this, oh, that person says that. Why don't you do this with yourself? Why don't you try doing, oh, no, that doesn't sound right. Blah, blah, blah. And I just wanted to escape it all because it was no longer helping me.